Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Drea's Closet. I'm super excited to have my homegirl with me, Sierra. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really excited about this episode because, as you all know, spirituality is the basis of Drea's Closet. That's what gave me the push to even want to do a talk show and, and tell my story and, things like that. So I want to appreciate you and tell you that I really appreciate you for coming on.
I appreciate you for having me. Such a pleasure.
So I'm going to do a couple of shout outs in the beginning of the show. So I have a house called the House of Porcelain. I founded the house last year. I've had only one daughter since last year. But this week I have a new son in my house. His house name is Bottega Porcelain. And then I also added a father to my house, which is Cashmere Bodega. You know Kimante?
Yes.
Yes. So do you know anything about houses or like?
Yes, I seen Pose.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's good because I always reference Pose, people like don't know what houses are. So that's good that you know that. Yes. So yes, I have the House of Porcelain, and I have 2 kids now. I'm so excited, because it's been kind of trivial, me trying to manage doing this, doing shows, and then personal life, and then trying to be a house mother. It's it was a bit overwhelming. But I feel like now is the time more than ever to be a house mother. Yeah. So, big shout out to the House of Porcelain. Y'all need to be worried this summer, and I mean that. From a very, very competitive place. You need to be worried, period, okay? Shout out to my daughter, Trisha. Shout out to my son, Bottega. And shout out to the father of Porcelain, Cashmere. Anyway, so as you all know, I am going to be laying down for surgery April 19th. Please pray for me. Keep me in your prayers, for a speedy recovery. I'm only getting a breast augmentation, but still, you just got to be careful with those things. However, I'm excited. Yeah, but I'm nervous too. Right?
It's a rebirth.
It is a rebirth. It really is. And that's how I'm looking at that. I'm about to step into a new chapter. So, I've been kind of waiting on the surgery for almost 10 years. It didn't line up before, trying to do it. So now I'm in a place where I feel like it's it's just right.
Right. Stars are aligned.
Right. No, literally, literally, because I've
love
actually
that
had
for you.
some help financially recently, from my rent, because, I can't really do much for a few weeks.
Right.
So, I got really blessed. So I want to take time to introduce you, tell the people how we know each other. Now, we went to school 19 together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
we went to school 19 at Albany. Shout out to all my friends who are still my friends from school 19. I love you guys.
I have none. Oh wait, twin. I have twin. 20. Raynon and Raymare, the twins.
Okay.
Yes,
really?
Those are still my homies. But other than that, yeah.
So I still know you. Obviously, me and Tasia are still very cool. Who else? Crystal. Well, I'm not really cool with Crystal, but however, she did pop back up in my newsfeed. I'm like, oh yay, Crystal.
Yes, love her.
But there are a few people that I know from school 19 that I'm happy that I still know.
Right.
Because it's just it's like this familiar family kind of feeling, almost kind of with certain people. Because
just watching over them over the years. Yeah.
So we went to school 19. Did you go to Myers?
I didn't. I went to Hackett.
Okay, and then you went to Albany High?
Albany High.
Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like I've seen you almost all my life, girl.
You probably did. But I feel like once school 19 happened and we made that friendship, I feel like at that point, I would just see you at random places and events and stuff like that. And then the more you came out of your shell, the more I would see you just living your best life.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Lala.
So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all some backstory, on Sierra, and like I said, you were referenced to be on the show. I was asking people like to kind of like put me in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh. Nael? Okay.
Nael. She definitely gave me was like, yo, Sierra would be a great candidate for your show. Definitely reach out. So thank you, Nael.
I absolutely love Nael.
Okay. So we're gonna hop right into it. I chose Sierra for this episode because I take spirituality very seriously, and I think that I'm kind of surprised because I didn't realize that I wasn't aware of my emotions. I wasn't aware of how they really worked and how to go about things on a day-to-day basis energetically. I feel like I'm still I'm still learning and still kind of growing with that. But before my awakening, it was just so like bleak. It was so just like doing this, doing that, but it wasn't no depth to it.
Like you were just floating, just existing.
Just kind of just scooping on by. And so, where are you at on your spiritual journey?
I can't really tell you where I am, but I can tell you where I've been.
Okay.
So like the whole like understanding your emotions thing, like that realization came to me recently. Like, wow, like, all right, so I'm not numb. I'm learning to detach. So that's where I am in my spiritual journey. Like I already been there learning to detach. So now I'm learning how to create balance between attachment and detachment. Because what I notice is that like I'll create a relationship with someone but not maintain it. Not interested in the strings, not interested in the attachment part. It's more so like, okay, well, people are gonna come and go anyway, so like, F it. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't wanna be like that. I wanna be able to create and build genuine relationships with people, you know what I mean? So
I definitely know what you mean in regards to things being very temporary and then not really seeing the point and trying to make things work, or I definitely understand that part. So for me, I would say I'm in a place for my spiritual journey, just kind of like observing where I'm at in life. I think that I'm in a place of protection. Like me being very protective of my own energy. And that kind of comes in forms of like me avoiding certain people, avoiding certain conversations, and avoiding, this, that, and the third. But I don't know. Like I'm trying not to be hard on myself about avoiding certain people and places and things. But I was watching the seminar this morning, and it's like that has to be like the most important thing. Like you worrying about your energy and understanding where you're at, if you're in the receptive mode or if you're not. And receptive mode being, allowing of the energies to flow and, grateful kind of energy and approach. And, cause the energy of being grateful is humongous. And, what that attracts is, speaks for itself. But, that's where I'm at, spiritually, just kind of like trying to protect the progress that I've made. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like in those moments you could get so caught up with protecting the past, which the past nor the future doesn't even exist anymore. We just have this present moment. So you get so caught up in like protecting all of the hard work that you went through that you end up with the tower moment. You end up like facing certain challenges that you feel like you're drowning in a cup of water, and it's because you don't have that present gratitude. You know what I mean? Like you're too focused on what you've been through and where you're going and not where you are.
Right.
And how far you have came from.
Yes, and that is so significant. Like It's like so like once you understand and once you had, come through a spiritual awakening. For me, my spiritual awakening happened about 3 years ago. Did you have one?
Yes. About 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Around when my son was born, for sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, definitely. I think that's when it started hitting a lot of us.
Yes, I just, like I said before, I wasn't aware of, I didn't take into consideration myself or, so many things. I sit down, my love. And so, but it was just like really confusing for me because I didn't understand why things were happening. Emotionally, it was just like so much. But I was praying, right? Like during my awakening moments, I was praying for just like certain things, like like more, like I don't know. Actually, I was actually looking up stuff on YouTube, right? How to get rid of negative energy, just randomly, and that's it's kind of funny because that's how prayers works. Because sometimes, like when you pray for something, Spirit or God will put a thought in your head that would make you want to search for this, and then you might bump into that, and that expands your
knowledge.
Yes, so like and then it's like a what's those things? So
snowball effect.
The snowball effect, but what's that other one? The
domino effect. There we go. One of the effects.
The domino effect, and it was just like it. I love YouTube. During the pandemic, we were all in the house, and I was just. But listen, I would sit there and put in so many hours on YouTube watching seminars. I didn't really care for TED Talks, but however, same deal, like seminars and just all these different things. I would be introduced to that I never knew about. So, but however, even though with the stuff that I learned though, I knew that it could change lives, and it changed my life significantly. What did you learn in your awakening? And that's kind of like a vague question because with awakening it's so much stuff that you learn, but like what did you learn in your awakening that you never would have considered before?
I would say like one of the things that I've learned that still sticks with me is like treating people with kindness. I feel like you never know what no one's going through. Like people go through people can have like the most money in the world and still struggle, and you can have nothing and still struggle. Like I feel like everyone struggles. So just realizing that and taking the time to understand that like that person is a human too. Like so I feel like that's especially like the healing avenue that I like. My path is it requires to be able to like be compassionate, be able to understand and take the time to like listen to others. So I feel like the biggest thing I learned is being mindful.
Yes, mindfulness. Like I said, never considered it in high school. Never considered it as an adult. But however, I am thankful that I did figure it out. Because and the thing about spirituality and processes is that it's never done. It's never done. Like when you're dealing with energy, it's a constant flow of it, and it's always going to fluctuate, and it's always going to be this, and it's always going to be that, and then you're going to have people who are not aligned and don't understand how energy works and are just pushing against the grain and pushing against and pushing against, and that can be triggering. How do you deal with your triggers? So
one thing I wanted to add is that pain is temporary, but healing is for a lifetime.
Right.
So we can be students, but we can also be teachers, but mostly students.
Right.
We're gonna be learning forever. But one way that I deal with triggers is like remembering who I am. Like I feel like I am anger, but I'm also peace. You know what I mean? So like remembering like in a mindful state, in a healthy state of mind, I am peace. So I'm not going to allow someone that's outside of me to control how I feel. So when triggers come about, I like start to question them. Like, why do I feel triggered? If I react, I react. Like, I feel like it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. But I do reflect a lot. Like, what can I do differently? Or how can I use this moment to grow from it?
And that's really good. And I try to be that way, but like certain triggers I've gotten over to a degree, but there are still some that remain that have a lot of momentum to it, like energetically, a lot of momentum. And remember how I told you about like avoidant, and that's kind of like something that I'm working through at this current moment. Because it's very uncomfortable when you don't even want to be around like loved ones, for example, but like I said, to anybody who is feeling the same way, you gotta understand that every day is a new day, but it's a new process. There's going to be new processes to how you process your emotions and to how you understand and go about day to day, because people change, things change. Nothing's going to stay the same. So you have to constantly keep working at it in order for you to actually be able to get through it. You know what I mean? Right. So, but yes, I will say that, what am I going to say? I almost forgot.
You were talking about avoidance.
Yes, but period. Like that's something that I feel like I'm working at it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, I'm just over.
But back to like giving yourself grace though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you react, you move the way that you feel is right. You know what I mean? Like your higher self is guiding you. So like you may not understand why you did what you did or why you said what you said, but it was just, like I said, it was just like It literally happened for a reason. There's some sort of spiritual gift that is unraveling as you're being angry and cursing somebody out. Now light bulbs go off in their head. Like, okay, like I don't like to be talked like this or talked to like this. And now they go differently about how they talk to people and stuff like that. Like you never really know like what the bigger picture is, but there's always a bigger picture for sure.
So do you mind, so are you familiar with chakras?
Yes, I am.
Because I know, and this is something that I actually am going to be looking more into this year. I've studied certain things about chakras. I know that when the chakras are, what's the right word?
Aligned?
Not
or
unaligned? When they're unaligned, that can result into health issues.
Out of whack.
Yeah, you have the root.
Third eye
chakra. You have the
throat chakra,
heart
chakra, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra, and then crown, which this connects us to source. This connects us to our higher being.
Yeah.
So when you're when you're out of balance.
Yeah, I just what I said to you earlier that I came with for it to get warm outside. I know that a lot of meditation, when you connect yourself, putting your feet
in the grass,
or you sit, on the grass, and you meditate, and you, I cannot wait to do that.
Just be one with the earth.
I cannot wait to do that.
I love that.
I cannot wait to do that. Smoke my blunt, meditate, just daydream. I'm big on daydreaming. Because that's how I manifest things that I want.
That's how you're supposed to manifest.
Yes, I envision it. I live vicariously in my thoughts, and but yeah, I'm ready for that. Do you meditate outside in the grass?
I do. I meditate in the shower. That's my daily routine.
Do you like water? Is water a good not conduit? I don't want to say conduit.
Water is like putting your feet in the grass.
Right.
So it like connects you to the earth. So like I visualize. So a lot of meditating is part of a lot of meditating is visualizing. So visualizing like what you want to make like out of that meditation, like what you want out of that meditation, like what your intentions are. Okay. So like I'll visualize like the water like cleansing me, removing any negativity from my body, and the soap suds that are going down the drain is the negativity. So like just washing and renewing, and every shower is like amazing. They like how was your shower? It was great. Like like it was you would think I had one of those removable shower heads the way my showers be. I'm telling you. But yeah.
So tell me, are you familiar with shadow work?
I am. What do you want to know?
Well, I just know that so these are just notes that I have written down, but I know that like in a spiritual journey, you have a spiritual awakening, and then along that, you have shadow work, which obviously is, I think, like things that are suppressed in the subconscious mind that we may have gone through, experiences that may have repeatedly happened that made impressions on us. How do you handle your shadow work? Do you do shadow work like consciously, or like that's something that you kind of deal with like down low?
So I write poetry.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of my poetry has my shadow side in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see shadow work as like diving into your ego, like diving into like parts of yourself that you kind of hide away or avoid in a sense, like those parts that everyone picked on like when we were kids and stuff like I see that as being your shadow side. And like there, like when it comes to spirituality, there's no right or wrong way. Like everyone literally is called to their own thing,
right? Because
that is their journey. Like your bloodline, it may be different from my bloodline. Like I come from a bloodline that practices Santeria, you know what I mean? And then my father's side, they practice voodoo. You get what I'm saying? So like my spiritual journey could be completely different from your spiritual journey, and so on. It kind of bothers me when people be like, oh, you need to like meditate like this, or like do shadow work like that, and it's
my goodness,
it's no right or wrong way. It's not.
So that kind of tied into, because I put on my paper, I was like, what you've learned through spiritual awakening. And so one of the things that I learned was, even though like certain processes, like with dealing with anger or dealing with something that you can't change, or even toxic situations, how you go about dealing with them, I noticed that like people that I love kind of do things kind of going against the grain, the natural flow, and it produces all kinds of
conflicts and
circumstances. So but even though I thought that I knew the way or something that could help.
Yep.
If they're not ready to receive that,
you cannot.
Right, and they could receive it. God has something for them totally different than what I could have said. So even though it may have been important to me, but I took that because it was like a time period.
You were so excited that you have all this new information and you just want to share it with everybody that you love because it helped you so much, and you just want to help other people, but they're connected to mass consciousness, and the mass consciousness will put you in a position where you feel like I won't. You know what I mean? And that's where the lower vibrational.
So it was, and
discouraging too.
It was discouraging because I'm like, well, what's gonna work for you? Like, like when are you going to get it? Because some people are older than me that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I know that I can do my own part with like the powers of manifestation, praying, and seeing them and at their fullest potential, or like example, like driving that car, or getting their keys to their crib or just happy smiling. Like I try to do that, you know. If I can't like show you something that can help, or if I can't help you physically, I'm gonna do that, you know, and I'm gonna let all the stars align and everything is gonna align and work out eventually.
Yeah, and just believing like just like it happened for you, it'll happen for them.
Right.
And you just have to have patience, because their journey is not your journey. So you can't force them to see what's meant for you to see. Right. And you can't force them to get in that elevator and go up with you, because that door is only made for you to get through.
Right.
So
So now, before we had got on the show and talking, she told me that you are into Reiki healing.
Yes.
Now, do you mind filling me in like what exactly that is?
So, like we have our nervous system, our skeletal system, we also have our energy system, which is called the biofield. So, you know how like when people like walk in a room, you can like sense their energy or whatever. So that's our aura. So what Reiki is like going through and replenishing that aura, so that you're vibrating on a different level, and it's easier for you to attract what you want, or what's meant for you. Yeah. Because sometimes what we want may not be what's the best.
Right.
So just going through. So in the Reiki practice, I use crystals, which is natural properties from the earth, and I pull out the energy into this crystal rock, and I use that crystal to set intentions and stuff like that, and I go through each chakra, aligning and attuning them as I work my way down. And it's just pretty much energy. Like, it's a Japanese technique that they used. It's been going on since the ancient times.
Yes, it has.
So, like, knowing that this is my purpose and this is something that I was really interested in learning. Like you said, you were searching, like something, you prayed, and then you started searching up YouTube videos, and that were in correlation. Yeah, that were in correlation to how you felt. That's pretty much how Reiki was for me.
Oh, sorry. So because a while ago, back when I was heavy on my research, like what next? I was so infatuated with what I was learning. I wanted to learn more. And Reiki was one of them, because I wanted it performed on me. So is it also like massaging as well? So it's
not massaging. Some massage therapists can introduce you to Reiki through massaging, but it can be physical or non-physical. A procedure, like not a procedure, basically a technique where I use the energy from my hands. I can touch you, heal you with my hands, or I can like just send the energy from my hands to you. I'm still not 100% with just touching people while they're like in relaxed mode. That's some trauma that I'm dealing with. But other than that, like, I'd rather just send you the beam. Like, send you the healing beam than touching. But I feel like somebody that has their massage therapist certificate could definitely benefit with Reiki, for sure, because that would be cute.
Let me know what y'all think. Are you guys into Reiki? Because like I said, I want to go and try and do it, because like I said, on this new journey, I want to be replenished. I want to be completely renewed. And that's why I said I can't wait to just get back out into nature and kind of just like, because being in the house since like October, just cooped up like that, like I feel like not a lot of my energy, but like my creative juices aren't really flowing. I'm in the flow, but it's like I need to be. I'm like drained from not being out in the sun. Like I'm not lazy, however, but I don't like my productivity
levels
currently right now. I feel like I could be doing a whole lot more, but I've always been you know. But
Yeah. Well, my question to you is like, when you're daydreaming, where do you go? Is it like different places? Because during meditation, when you visualize somewhere, you can visualize yourself under the sun. I feel like the reason why you may be feeling like is because you don't feel as connected to the earth, and you can be connected to the earth without being outside.
Right.
It's just, it takes discipline. It's way easier said than done.
Having to just process, you know, like just doing the processes, doing. You know, I've gotten very unmotivated,
and life is very demanding.
It is, and you know, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm just ready for the warm weather.
Yeah, I am too. We gonna blame it on the sun. We need that vitamin D, you heard?
You're right. Thank you so much for coming. And time is going by so quick, don't
Thank you for, especially when you talk about stuff that you love.
Right. I just feel like it's never enough time to just really. But no, thank you again for coming on the show. I hope that this message, you know, resonated with someone today. I love you guys so much. Big shout out to the House of Porcelain. Big shout out to Sierra and her gorgeous daughter.
Say hi.
Come here. Come here. Come say hi to the people.
She's so bored.
Don't be scared. Here. Come in the middle right here.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself. Yeah, talking to.
Hi.
What's your name, baby?
Dia.
Leah. Well, don't act like that.
No, she's just nervous, but this is Dia. This is Sierra's daughter. Thank you guys for coming on to Drea's Closet. You are so gorgeous. Are you doing good in school?
Show her your pen.
Oh, what's that? What's that for?
From school.
Honor roll.
Honor roll? Ooh, that's what's up. I'm so proud of you. Well, this is another episode of Drea's Closet. I love you guys so much. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Drea's Closet, and Facebook, my business page. Do you have any socials that you want to shout out?
You can follow me on IG at Purposely Me, and I'm on Facebook, Sierra de Jesus.
Yes, I love you guys, and this is another episode of Drea's Closet, and we are out.